I think we're live. I don't even
Oh,
know.
jeez.
I pressed a button and went with it. I don't know. I'm on my phone because apparently, you know, paying $1 million for StreamYard doesn't make it work every time. So what can you do?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean
Correct.
everything is messed up this episode, but we're gonna go with it. Why not? You got to wing it. We're not a professional. Yeah, we are. We are professionals. I
Very
take that back.
professional.
Absolutely. Episode 65, I think it is. So
Yeah.
halfway to 130. Very good. Very
Good
good.
math. Good
Yeah,
work.
that was quick. And one thing I do know is that my AirPods are messing up already. So that's good. We're off to a good start with that. Um, so that's a good start. But lots to cover, I guess, which I'm surprised we're already back this quickly. We did the last one like a week ago or whatever. So,
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of things happening. So, um, I
Io's
guess the
gone,
first thing, we'll talk about what we all knew was coming. Io has officially declared for the NBA draft. Don't mind Ethan's ceiling; it's okay. Um, we all knew it was happening. We all knew it was coming. Good for him. Hope he does well. I was looking at projections last night, just kind of see where he was standing. A lot of guys have him, 22 to 25. CBS Sports had him the highest at 18. So it seems like he's going to be like 15 to 25 in that area. I know you're a big NBA guy. Where do you think would be a good fit for him? And do you think he's going to play immediately?
I don't know a ton about the NBA,
What do you mean?
but I know enough to answer
Okay.
this question. I'll just put it this way: if he ends up with the Rockets, I think he would play almost right away in their
Yeah.
rotation. But they're going to have more than one first-round pick, I assume, because if they're at 22, that's got to be someone else's pick. Plus, they're basically the worst team in the league, so they're also going to have a big-time lottery pick, I think. I think they have a protection on one of their picks that they traded somewhere, but they're going to have a lottery pick somewhere, and they'll end up probably playing him right away. Though I think he'd be like one of their first guards off the bench. If he went there to Lakers, I don't think he would play very much.
Right.
Clippers, I I think he would play, but I don't know how much. And then the Spurs, I think he would play right away too. They have a lot of guards there, but I think he'd play. The one that I had was the Pelicans, which I found interesting that someone had him at 35 in the second round.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh,
I think he'll be a first round guy, but you know.
I do too. The first one I saw from SB Nation actually had him at 30 behind Ron Harper Jr., which I thought was interesting. And then I found their updated one, and they had him moved up to 25. But
Ron Harper Jr., the guy who couldn't make a three for 2.5 months.
right,
So
right,
that'll
yeah.
fit in with the NBA game.
We'll see what happens, but yeah. Just thanks to Io, the program's back. A lot of big news came up over the past week, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. The what we thought might be trouble, the last podcast, maybe not so much trouble now. But so Io declares, what's this do for Kofi? I think you sent me a Instagram picture or something. He was back in Jamaica cooking over an open flame or something. I don't know what was going on, what they do in Jamaica, but he's back home, so that's got to be good for him. I've seen a lot of things that say that he's late round pick. I saw one person say that he might be, early or late second round pick. I saw one where he might be early second round. But I've seen him as far down as 75, so basically going undrafted. Do you think he takes a shot at it? I mean, I assume that he's going to say that he's going, but do you think he comes back?
I am starting to lean towards him coming back. I think that there's a good chance that he realizes that, you know what, if I'm not even guaranteed to be drafted, or if I'm a late second round pick and my game literally doesn't fit the NBA in any way at this point, other than the fact that he's big and can play the five, he can't shoot, or he hasn't shown that he can shoot. It makes no sense for him to leave. It really doesn't. None. I think he's turning towards staying. I asked somebody, I won't reveal who it is. I asked somebody who's going to be the 5 next season. Right now, go. Kofi was the answer. So I think he stays. I flip-flop. A couple months ago, I thought he was staying for sure. Then I thought, you know what, he's probably gone. Now I think he's staying, and that's my official pick. I think he's going to stay.
He's staying. But you think that he's gonna at least announce that he's gonna test it out, though, right? I mean,
you'd think so.
The fact that he hasn't done it yet is a little surprising to me. But like, you know, he's off doing his thing, seeing his family, so I guess he's not thinking about it right now. Not.
He did it last year, so I don't know why he wouldn't do it this year.
Yeah, and so that leads me to there's heavy talk that Illinois has a really good chance to get Trey Mitchell. Do you think that Kofi coming back is dependent on that? Do you think that they'll get him anyways? I just find it, you know, it was like 2 weeks ago whenever we did the last one, we were worried about having a team, and now it's like, are there too many guys now?
I remember that, you know, we are, if you want to get uninformed negative takes, you come here. So
true,
you know,
true.
We do that.
1-star reviews. So
yeah,
yeah,
which knocks us down to a 4.5 question or whatever. Is he a true 5? He doesn't. Was he 6'9", 6'10"? I guess he is.
Yeah, 6'10", I think.
I'd rather have Kofi back, but he'd be nice
to get everybody
Kofi's gone. I don't know.
The thing is, though, if Kofi doesn't come back, I mean, Illinois doesn't have a 5. I mean, you look at Payne and you say, yeah, you know, he might be able to play there. He was, you know, recruited as a 5, but yeah, Trey Mitchell 6'9", so you're looking at more of a smaller, I guess not smaller lineup because we got bigger guards coming in, but you know, it's not going to have, you're not going to have that dominant force in the middle, I guess. But how many dominant forces like Kofi are there out there? Not very many.
Yeah, and it clearly doesn't help that much when you're trying to win in the tournament. I mean,
right.
Because Baylor and Gonzaga, neither of those teams had a two-way dominant force, which I guess Kofi isn't really that because he's not great defensively.
Yeah.
But he's big enough to where you could just throw him out there and call him that. But like Drew Timme was great offensively, and the other Baylor bigs were all defensive guys that didn't do that much offensively. So, I mean, the Big Ten, it's nice to have a big like that can dominate a game, but clearly doesn't. It's not going to kill you if you don't have that. I don't know. I think that a rotation of Mitchell and Payne to the 5, which is probably what we would have, would be okay, but it would bother me a little bit.
Yeah.
As long as Hamlin and Lieb aren't playing, I'm good. But
yeah. But I mean, you look at, Trace Jackson Davis, what's he 6'9", probably.
Yeah.
You know, other teams play with 5s at that size, so probably not something super worried about. I would love to see Kofi come back. I'm gonna see, and this is what we're opposite of what we were last year. So I have a hard time seeing him come back, but I love that people think that he will. And I hope he does. But as of right now, I'm sitting with he's not coming back. And if he comes back,
huge mistake if he leaves.
I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be super happy.
I would rather have a built 6'9" 5 than a 7-footer who's like 100 pounds. So
true.
That's my official stance on the front court for the Big Ten, Illinois Big Ten team. You know how it is.
Yeah. So Kofi hasn't declared yet. Giorgi does declare for the draft. Sounds like he just kind of wants to get some feelers out there. Probably going to go overseas and play. He graduates in the spring. I guess people really didn't see this coming up until, you know, maybe a couple days before he announced. Kind of surprising, kind of sad. I love Giorgi. You know, he's going to be, you know, all-time freshman single game record holder. Might have that for a while. And he just bought into, Brad Underwood's everyday guy. You looked at those pictures that people took, and they're all, they have their arms around each other, and that was Giorgi. Giorgi was a big part of that, and he would make sure, the team would get together after, a foul or whatever. Just one of those guys that I think is going to be missed more as a leader than as a player, but good for him. I think that the pain commitment now makes more sense. He's going to kind of fill in that role that Giorgi had. I don't know if he's going to be offensively efficient as Giorgi was, but on the defensive end, he should be able to cover that spot. So,
yeah, I mean, I think we mentioned this in the last episode that Giorgi was probably leaving.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. He obviously isn't going to get drafted, like you said. So this is, less of a hilarious, because you actually know he's going to go play pro overseas, less of a hilarious draft entry than Alan Griffin, who entered the draft today. What a stupid
Did
move
he?
that is. Nobody's drafting him. Yeah,
No
come
way.
on. He literally started for Syracuse and played like 15 or less minutes for the last month of the season. And the epitome of what he did for Syracuse was shown in that Houston game when he was in for 3 minutes, turned it over, got lost in the zone, airball to three. He's out. So, Giorgi was, a huge impact guy for 3 years here. And I understand what he's doing. If there's any fans out there that are mad about this, which I don't really think there are, but if there is, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But, the pain thing definitely means more now. He's got a good name to come to Illinois. I don't love what he did to Fulkerson, but whatever. We can get past that, and hopefully he's good here. And I don't know what his role is going to be, but we'll talk about what we think the rotation might be later. And now we go to more bomb news, which is everywhere, even though it's April. So get it out of the way.
The biggest bomb of them all, Trent Frazier, what was it, 3 days ago, announced that he was going to enter the draft, maintain his eligibility, get an NCAA approved agent. And then Ryan Evan and Kedrick Price. Prince.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Anyways, Ked, I think as people call him, had their little podcast last night, and Trent's dad got on and said Trent is coming back. He is, and then today, I guess he sent out on Instagram that he was flying back to Champaign, or was on his way back to Champaign. So Trent Frazier back. What? I'm kind of shocked. I mean, I think two months ago, Ryan Evans said that his dad said there was no chance he was coming back. Now all of a sudden he's coming back. I don't know. It's kind of shocking to me. I think it's great news. I don't know how it's going to fit with, maybe this was part of why Adam Miller is looking to go somewhere else. I think it might hurt recruiting a little bit more. They're talking about getting or they're in talks with Alfonso Plummer from Utah, which is literally just Trent Frazier, lefty that shoots 40% from three. So, I don't know. I think it's great. I love that Trent's coming back, but do you think it hurts recruiting?
I really don't care about recruiting, honestly, at this point.
Care about winning now.
Season.
Is that right?
Yeah. I never thought it really made sense for him to not even. It seemed like he didn't even think about coming back at first, and I didn't really think that made sense. So I'm a little bit surprised either way, I guess. But they're gonna have a lot of small guards, it appears. So
do you think that this translates into DeMonte coming back?
I never really understood why he didn't consider coming back or hasn't yet. I mean, I could see him coming back at this point. Maybe. Why not?
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. Small guards.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we were worried about the lack of depth at guard, and now we're gonna have. I mean, we're gonna have a fifth-year senior basically, and there's talks that Adam Miller might come back. I don't know. You, do you think that Underwood would even want him back at this point? I mean, I've talked to my buddies. I've listened to other people. Uh, when your family isn't bought in, and maybe you are, how does that correlate into you coming back when you say, hey, I'm gonna go test the waters, and it's not NBA test the waters, it's I don't like this team anymore or where I sit, even though I started every game, but now I want to come back. I hear that they're supposed to be talking tomorrow about it more, him and the coaching staff. I don't think that it's a good fit for him to come back.
I'd love for him to come back.
I know you love him.
I don't know why everybody's all mad about this. If he wants to come back, let him come back.
I don't know. How do you, I mean, a coach doesn't want to be overshadowed by parents.
Okay, well, here's the thing. We don't know how far any of that goes and whether it's even true, which I'm sure it is because too many people have said it at this point.
I mean, why else would he have left or talked
because
about it or wanted
because he didn't fit at all into last year's team and played a role
because he started every game and
yeah, but he never touched the ball unless he was being a spot-up shooter. And being a 6'2" spot-up shooter is not a great idea. But I think if he did come back, he wouldn't be the point guard, but he would probably be more allowed to create opportunities, which he did when Io was out.
And the also the thing with that is he's definitely not going, unless for some reason they decide that Trent's not going to be the point guard when Curbelo's out. Miller is going to basically be the same thing, except maybe he gets you can't say that he didn't have the green light because he would take 8 to 10 threes a game. So I guess the thing is there a fit for him with Trent back?
All of this works when Io was out.
True.
Say how small the lineup's going to be, but if Miller does come back and Kofi comes back, it worked when Io was out.
I agree.
I am worried about how small that lineup would be, though. We're looking at 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'6", 7.
I mean, they pummeled Michigan with that lineup, so.
Yeah, I think the key to that actually working is if Kofi comes back.
True.
Then you can have
the other good thing is that you have 6'6" freshmen coming in too. So
they're 6'7".
Melendez and Goody. I think that'll help. You have Hutcherson and Grandison, who are both 6'5", probably 6'6". I don't know exactly, but I don't know. I just don't know how a coach takes him back. That's my thing. Which, if he does, good. I'll be all in. I'll stop calling him Diamond Wolf. I'll start calling him Ace Wolf again, and we'll move on. So, as we're going to do right now.
I don't think he's going to come back though.
I don't think he'll come back. They're talking about Kentucky, maybe. I heard some rumors at Kentucky. Why would he go to somewhere that has a bunch of 5 stars if that's his worry? So,
and an elite point guard coming in.
Yeah, I still think that Sean Paul was probably right. I could see him going to Arizona or Arizona State. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, supposedly they're going to be talking soon, and we'll move on if we have to. So Illinois gets a class of 22 commit, another 3-star, 6'5" shooting guard. He's got hops. He can shoot. He can pass. AJ Storr is committing to Illinois. So a lot of people are saying that he's going to be like a high 4-star by the time he's done. He's playing with Illinois Hoop Stars right now. Had a couple 20-plus point games think he had like 8 rebounds, 9 rebounds in both those games, and 5 or 6 assists. So, supposedly, I saw somewhere that if Podziemski, who's from what I hear is heavily leaning towards Illinois, but there is another school in the mix. I think that signing day is in 2 days, so he should be making an announcement soon. Podziemski was on campus, did a little self-guided tour with the family. Word on the street is Podziemski doesn't come, that Storr will reclass into class of 21. So I don't take it with what you want. I don't think there's room for him if he decides to come in 21. I mean, especially with Trent coming back. And if Illinois somehow lands, another guard transfer. But Underwood really seems like going after these, 3 stars that have a lot of high ceiling, I guess. Like I said, everybody's saying that this kid's going to be a high 4-star, top 50 recruit by the time it's all said and done. So if that's what Underwood's doing, good for him. Picking up guys before they're really known. Have you watched anything on Storr or seen anything? I know you think that people are hyping him up a little much.
Well, one thing I do know is that I want nothing to do with a 3-star reclassing. So hopefully he doesn't reclass. If he stays in high school one more year, he will be much better coming in and will actually get to play. So what is the point of reclassing if you're just going to sit on the bench all year, which is exactly what he would do. So There's my thought on that. I do think that people do tend to overhype every recruit that Illinois lands. Calm down a little bit, please.
That's I'm fans being fans. Let them be fans.
No, I want us to all be very critical of everything. That's what I want.
Okay.
Jalen Coleman lands.
Critical.
Everybody thought he was going to be good. What about that?
Everybody.
Jeremy
That's how you
Richmond.
get 1-star ranks.
Jeremy Richmond, remember him?
I do.
Yeah. What happened to him? He was supposed to be the greatest thing ever.
He had a bad attitude.
So talent is talent, but we can't just act like everybody that commits to Illinois is going to be a star.
True.
So
true.
I just don't want to do that, because if I did that, I would be really disappointed when it doesn't happen. So I'm going to calm down in terms of overhyping or hyping players up. But I think AJ Storr will be good as long as he stays in high school and doesn't reclass, because reclassing doesn't make sense at all. So don't do it. And I do think Podziemski's going to come here anyway, even though I'm kind of sick of this show about, is he going to come here or not? I mean, it's been like a month. Come on, just decide.
Yeah.
There's not that many teams that want you that badly, so come on.
Come on. A good recruiting pitch. I like
all
it.
He does is dunk against other 5'8" guys. I mean, come on. And he almost misses the dunk every time. So that's all I got to say about that. Also, how about in the Big Ten, before we move on to the other thing, how about the fact that Indiana is basically keeping everybody? Like we said, Armand Franklin might come to Illinois. Where did he go?
Oh, man.
Virginia or something?
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Virginia sounds correct.
Yeah, well, he's not go. He did go to Virginia, so they kept like everybody else, though.
Yeah,
they're going to be good.
Yeah,
they'll actually be good.
Woodson said they need some shooters, so
Christian Landry can shoot.
Rip on everybody that's on the team already. He can't shoot, but hey,
he's coming from the NBA. He's used to everybody being a shooter. So I wasn't ever worried about the basketball side when I criticized the hire. I was just worried about the fact that it's hard to recruit, even if you're at Indiana, because Indiana is a mid-level Big Ten program at this point. So.
Yeah. And some kids, and I understand they all went in the portal to see what would happen. I mean, you announce it, but it's got to be hard to move on, especially when you've been somewhere for so long just because of a coach. As long as you get along with the coach and believe in what he's going to do, I think it's a lot easier to stay than go. So.
I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but they'll be good.
I don't know if we talked about Burnett last time. Went to Alabama. Illinois missed on him. It sounds like Ty Washington's going to Kansas. That's the way he's leaning. I don't think there's room for a Ty Washington right now. With Frazier back and all these other guys that Illinois is getting right now. I know a lot of Illini fans want Ty. It is what it is at this point. I mean, Illinois is getting recruits. They got plenty of guys. They'll be okay. So good luck,
He should
Ty
have come here when he had the chance.
wherever he decided to go. Yep, should have went here before he went to Creighton.
Yep. Big mistake.
I made this next part before Trent Frazier decided that he was coming back. So Curbelo's team, I guess it's not so much his team right now. If we're getting 5-year seniors coming back, but with Miller gone, this was set up to be Curbelo's team. It will be in the future, I believe. Do you like that? Are you okay with that? Do you think Curbelo can handle that pressure?
I don't think he's going to have any pressure at all.
Okay.
He'll run the show. It'll be normal. Frazier will be just like he was with Io.
Yeah.
Miller will obviously, if he comes back, he'll be probably National Player of the Year. So it's kind of how I view that. Yeah. I had to guess. Kofi's team too, because Kofi will be back. So
Curbelo over under shooting 30% from 3 next year.
Under. I'm gonna say 28.
Are you okay with that? Do you think that he needs to shoot at like 33%?
Yeah, I'd like that, but I doubt it. I mean, he'll probably shoot better than Mark Smith, so that would be good.
I talked about it a little bit earlier. Alfonso Plummer from Utah has declared for the draft and also entered the portal. He's a kid from Puerto Rico. He's a lefty shooter. Sounds like a pretty good fit for this Illinois team. Sounds like Curbelo's going after him. Curbelo also Puerto Rican. So just keep that name out there. It sounds like there's a good chance Illinois has a shot at him. Do they need him? I don't know at this point. Before Trent Frazier decided to come back, I had Trent Frazier-esque on the dock. So it really would have been a great replacement for Trent Frazier. I don't know if his defense would have been as good as Trent's, but he pretty much seems like the same guy. So
except he played in the Pac-12, so you don't need to play any defense, obviously.
True. But
yeah.
we're not. So anyways, that's what we know. You got anything else before we get into this stuff?
I actually think that Alfonso Plummer is going to come here if Miller doesn't come back, honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he's going to start. Maybe he'll start. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does he want to come to Illinois and not start? What's the point of that?
I don't know. Do you think you have him as 6th man, right? So
basically, it's interchangeable. I think Grandison, I actually think Grandison will probably start in the first game, but I'm not going to put that because I'm kind of basing it off of prediction / what I think they should do. So that's where we get into this part.
Big RJ Melendez guy you are, huh?
Well, I got to figure one of the freshmen is going to get a chance to start, so why not?
Okay.
Go for it. All right. Our prediction of the starting lineup, we'll start there. Mine is Curbelo and Frazier in the backcourt, which it's not 100% confirmed that Trent's coming back. It seems like he's going to, but he hasn't confirmed it. And he did he did put that Instagram picture out yesterday.
I saw that his little brother
I saw that.
Commented on Ked's tweet and said, can't wait for the 5th year. So
it seems like it's going to happen.
It has not came out of Trent's mouth, but it's coming out of the rest of his family's mouth. So.
And last weekend, there was an Instagram live of Trent and his brother and DeMonte and Adam Miller. So
interesting.
Just throwing that out there.
Speaking of that, do you think that DeMonte might play a factor in Miller coming back? They're like brothers, everybody says. So if DeMonte comes back, do you think Miller leans more back to coming, or?
I guess so. I mean, you would think so,
It
right?
wouldn't
It
hurt,
seems
right?
like,
It wouldn't
yeah.
hurt.
I don't know. All I know is that this team might not have. They might have too many players at this point.
The 2 weeks ago, the sky was falling. Now we got too many players. So
A lot can change in a
you
short
gotta
amount of
love
time.
you gotta love off-season college basketball.
That is typically how it goes. And I mean, at least Illinois is not Missouri. I mean, Missouri's lost like 6 or 7 guys to transfer portal, and I mean, most of them weren't guys that played. But Xavier Pinson went to
Pinson,
LSU.
LSU, good for him.
A couple other guys that
Go
didn't
to
Mark
the
Smith enter the
SEC.
transfer
SEC
portal.
is going to be good. I know you said that to me, but I'm
Yeah,
taking your words and then
didn't
putting them in the podcast.
exactly. That's how it works. Didn't Mark Smith enter the transfer portal?
I think so.
Yeah,
I thought he
sucks.
declared for the NBA draft.
Who would want that?
No, he didn't enter the transfer portal.
Um,
I don't know who he's where he thinks he's going to go. Maybe DePaul or something.
or like
Wildcats get Mizzou transfer Mark Smith.
who?
The Wildcats of
Wildcats?
K-State. He's going to go
Yikes.
play for Bruce Weber.
That'll go well.
He said, I kind of knew I wanted to go to K-State.
Figured he'd go to like Chicago State because
They've
they're
recruited me
horrendous.
3 times. We have a really strong relationship. I guess third time's a charm.
I want Illinois
Go
to play
airball some
K-State.
threes for Bruce Weber.
That'll be fun. I have Curbelo, Frazier, Hutcherson, Melendez, Kofi as the starting 5.
Okay. I
That's a
got
good one right
Curbelo, Frazier, Hutcherson, Grandison, and then I put Trey Mitchell because I don't think Kofi's coming back.
I mean, I feel like we've kind of flipped roles in the last week.
We have. I just don't see it. I'd rather be surprised and happy than get my hopes up. I'm taking the Ethan approach to this.
I already have it on good authority that Kofi's back, so he'll be back. Don't worry about it.
Good authority.
My rotation is Alfonso Plummer because why not? Even though I honestly think that DeMonte or Miller, one of the two, will probably come back. Grandison, who will probably start, to be honest. I don't really love the idea of Hutcherson and Grandison both starting, but I guess I could see it happening. Omar Payne, Luke Goody, Brandon Podzimski, Coleman Hawkins, and BBV. But you have to think one of those guys either doesn't come, which is Plummer or Podzimski, and one of them maybe transfers like BBV. Like, see ya. I don't know. Seems like a lot of guys off the bench and a couple guys that should be playing but won't play.
How about this 9? What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 13-man rotation.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Someone's going to either have to not come here or transfer.
All right. So I got DeMonte Williams coming first off the bench because I think DeMonte's back. Does he come back to be 6-man again? Win 6-man of the year in his 5th year? I see it happening. Then I got Plummer. If he comes back, if he comes, I don't know. Then I got Payne, Melendez, Podzimski, Goody, Hawkins, BBV.
Who would you rather have, Plummer or Miller?
And then probably Hamlin and Lieb after that.
Who would you rather have, Miller or Plummer?
That's a good question because is Miller going to be here for more than one more year? Because they're both 1-year guys.
I'd rather have Miller.
I would probably rather have Miller because he can do more than just shoot.
And he's already played with all these guys.
True.
And he's shown a willingness to play defense.
Yeah. And I guess Curbelo was pretty taken back with Miller leaving too. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know when we're going to do the next episode. Maybe we'll have a guest on the next episode unless Kofi comes back or something like that. But
maybe we'll get Podzimski after he announces that he's coming to Illinois.
Probably not, but
dang. Okay. Well, all right.
I don't have a ton of interest in that at this moment, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right, I guess that's going to do it for us. I don't even know how to end this because I'm on my phone. So,
I'll do it.
all right, that's going to be
Everybody have
that.
a
And
great
we'll
day.
see you.
We'll be back with more Illini news as soon as it comes out.